We are covering the Domain Name System, or DNS, for your CCNA exam, focusing specifically on query types and essential records. The core function of DNS is to translate human-readable domain names like cisco.com into IP addresses that network devices use to locate each other. Understanding the lookup process is critical. It begins when your computer asks its configured local DNS server, often your ISP's resolver, to find an IP address. This initial request is a recursive query. Essentially, your client tells the resolver, find the IP for www.cisco.com and give me the final answer. Do not just point me to another server. The resolver takes full responsibility for finding the answer. Now, here's a major exam trap. While your client's query is recursive, the work the resolver does on your behalf is iterative. The resolver first queries a root DNS server. The root server doesn't know the IP for www.cisco.com, but it knows where to find the servers for the top-level domain, or TLD. In this case, the .com servers. The root server refers the resolver to the .com TLD servers. The resolver then asks a TLD server, which in turn refers it to the authoritative name server for the cisco.com domain. This authoritative server heeds the actual DNS records and provides the final IP address. This step-by-step referral process is an iterative query. For the CCNA, you must know the key DNS record types. The A record maps a hostname to an IPv4 address. The AAA or Quad A record does the same, but for IPv6 addresses. A CNAME or canonical name record is an alias pointing one domain name to another. For example, ftp.cisco.com might be a CNAME pointing to server5.cisco.com. A common trick question might imply a CNAME can point to an IP address. It cannot. It must point to another name. The MX, or mail exchanger record, specifies the mail servers for a domain. Finally, the PTR, or pointer record, handles reverse DNS lookups, mapping an IP address back to a hostname, which is the opposite of an A record. DNS performance is enhanced by caching. When a resolver gets an answer, it caches that record for a period defined by the time to live, or TTL, value set in the record itself. If another query for the same domain arrives before the TTL expires, the resolver can answer immediately from its cache, avoiding the full iterative lookup process. On the exam, you might see troubleshooting scenarios where outdated information is being served due to a long TTL on a cached record that has since been updated on the authoritative server. A simple mnemonic to remember the most common record types is, all awesome administrators can make networks perform. This stands for A, AAA, CNAME, MX, NS, and PTR records. Remember, the client-to-resolver query is recursive, while the resolver's work is iterative. Mastering this distinction and the primary record types is key to handling DNS questions on the exam. For free practice questions, AI-powered explanations, and more exam prep tools, visit openexamprep.com. That's openexamprep, all one word, .com.